evening and welcome back, poetry lovers. It is I, Z.M. Wise, and here I am with another home recording, just for you. So, 2 years ago, I wrote a play. At the age of 5, I aspired to be an actor. Up until I was in 6th grade, I appeared in countless plays in school, performance camp, and community theater. I would also perform monologues and dialogues with friends and family, just for the hell of it. And never thought I would be on the other side of this process. Playwright. I suppose in this case I may or may not be a play left or a play wrong. Who knows? Now, I had been writing since 1995, since I was about 5, 6, and a few years later I started singing. Always loved to sing, but I didn't really start concentrating on developing my voice up until maybe 5, 6 years ago. So, this piece, Bottles of Emerald for the Demon Queen, a play in one act, is an exercise in channeling passionate anger, passionate frustration. This is a courtroom drama, 3 scenes of endless organized and disorganized chaos. And the role of poetry plays a pretty important part through one of the characters. Not going to say why, not going to say who, not going to say will it ever stop. But the great bonus of this play, I actually included 2 bonuses. One of them was an alternative / original ending, which in my opinion was harsher than the final draft's ending. This conclusion, there's more technical details, or there are a few more just alarming scenarios. And then, as a bonus, I gave a brief word on this poem that I wrote for a notebook, and I include the poem in here. Here's the funny thing. So it's about 4 pages, but it's every single line from one of the characters. And they all become one poem, which in my mind was not the worst idea in the world, but not even coming close to tooting my own horn. I have to clean it, buff it, shine it before I can toot it. It sounded much better in my head. Anyway, I'm not exactly going to pull a Lin-Manuel Miranda and appear as the title role, as he did so with Hamilton. I mean, I thought that was amazing, that he was a part of his own vision, played a major role, the major role in his vision. For me, I might play one of the supporting characters. I would potentially like to appear, because I also have experience in voice acting as well. And writing a script is a whole different ball game from any type of prose or, of course, poetry. I also have a screenplay in the works. If I was Stanley Kubrick, I could potentially shoot it at this point. I could shoot the film. Because the detailed notes have been completed for about 3 years. Sometimes with certain projects, I'll start the baseline of it, the outline of it, before delving into the crux of the piece. And I also wrote a companion book to the screenplay of poems and songs related to the screenplay. But number 1, I greatly desire a script. Number 2, I would like to leap out of my comfort zone even more and write a screenplay. And it's exciting. Like many of my larger projects, aside from regular collections of poems or just collected and assorted writings in any regular notebook, my bigger projects usually have a set of notes behind it. This one, the dialogue for one of the pieces, one of the scenes, came to me in the shower and just let itself unfold. The way I describe writing a play or writing a screenplay, in my mind, there are endless conversations occurring within my cranium from several people. It's as if you're sitting in a bookstore and you hear this dialogue happening here, you hear this dialogue happening here. And the way to cleanse your mind of them is to immortalize them in parchment. As I have done so clearly in this work. I am proud of it, but I won't go as far as to say this is the greatest work of modern theater known to humanity. There is no mediocrity in this piece, though. When put to the stage, it's either going to be incredamazing or it's going to be a complete piece of shite, which is probably the best way I could describe it. There is no in between. You either love it or you hate it. And it is intense from the very first page. It's a trial. It's not a happy story. So, any more questions or comments, feel free to leave them. I will answer them the best way possible. I do answer just about every comment. But sometimes YouTube doesn't notify me about a certain comment right away. It waits about 2 or 3 weeks, which is very odd. Anyway, get your copy today. I have included the link to purchase below. Support your local writer. Poetry lives. Long live the arts.